Hi, I'm Joy,
Hi, I'm Andrew.
and welcome to the Joyfully Golden podcast. So, Andrew, how's it going today?
Joy, it's going really well. I just had a great weekend, and I'm just really looking forward to today's episode. How about you?
Go. Oh, same, brother. I'm really excited for today's episode, and I hope you guys enjoy it too, because this one is gonna be, I guess, a little different. And the reason being is today we're talking about childhood memories.
Yes.
And I know we've all heard at some point that the things that happen to us when we're children, not only they stay with us, but they define us drastically, whether we realize it or not. And so we just thought of making today's episode about bringing up some childhood memories based on some of the questions that we're going to ask each other and see what kind of lessons, what kind of things we can pull from those. And either that we have learned or that we're going to learn today as we answer them, and hopefully, share them with you guys as we move forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first question.
All right.
And just so you guys know, we don't know these questions. He doesn't know the questions that I have for him, and vice versa. So this should be fun. All right. So you ready?
Yes.
So what is one of your earliest childhood memories of you being punished by your parents?
Wow. Okay. Not the way I thought this was going to be. All right. So, shoot. I was like, you're like, first child memory is like, I got it. Being punished? Okay. All right. So, one of the first things I remember being punished was I had been eating Hershey's chocolate bars secretly. My mother had I think she was doing a craft project, right? And so in the kitchen, in the drawer, in the corner, which was being a little kid, perfect access for me, I used to grab a chocolate bar and I would put it in my lunch bag and take it with me to lunch. And as soon as I get to lunch, I would eat a whole Hershey bar. No wonder I couldn't pay attention. And I just remember getting caught, and I was just I was surprised. I guess I was just surprised that I got in trouble. And it was why did you do it? And here's the thing, my parents were really good about discipline because you felt bad. When you did something wrong, you knew. You'd come home and you'd be sitting there and mom or dad come home and be like, hey, how's it going? Good. Just sweating bullets and everything. It's so did you? Oh, I'm sorry. The candy. Why did I do this? I'm so sorry. And they're like, and what did you have to learn about that I shouldn't have done it? And it's and how does it make you feel? Well, I tell her, are you going to do it again? No. Good. And then that was it. But it was such oh man, that doing something wrong, or wait till your dad gets home, wait till your mom gets home, was
oh, that's the worst. Oh,
yeah, that about me. How about you?
Yeah, that was good. Oh no, before we
go
on,
okay.
What do you think you have learned, or just by sharing the story right now, what is one thing they think you've learned from that experience?
I learned that I have a conscience, and when I do something wrong, I can't lie to myself. I think being punished in the way I was when I was young, it taught me that what you do matters.
Wow.
And I was a little kid and I was eating candy, but what you do matters. And I kind of learned that there was this right and wrong way of doing things, and it's really stuck with me because throughout my life to becoming an adult, there have always been these moments where it's oh man, this is just kind of doing that thing you shouldn't be doing. It's this, whether it's something secret that only you know about, or something you did and somebody else knows, but hey, what are you doing? It's having the conscience of knowing right versus wrong was something that I was taught for me at a very young age.
Wow, dude, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. All right, your turn.
Okay, so not the same question because I want to do different questions. What's one of the let's do the serious ones first. So what was one of the scariest memories you have of being a child?
Oh, wow. One of the scariest memories. Oh, jeez. So I grew up in Ivory Coast, and so all over the country and all over the continent, we have some wild bugs. We have some crazy bugs. And the cockroaches that we had in Ivory Coast was something else. Those guys were big. They were mean. They could fly super fast.
I'm done.
So it was intense, just growing up with that. And for some reason, I was so afraid of. I'm over it now, but I was terrified of cockroaches. Like those things, they would give me nightmare. Like if I saw cockroaches or it got too close to me, like that was it. Like I was run. I would cry, run, And so one day, I don't remember how old I was, but I was old enough to go to the bathrooms on my own. So I was in the bathrooms, and I remember seeing one of them on the wall, just like crawling super slowly, and I was just like, dude, like I froze, and I was hoping with all my heart that he would just like leave, just go in the door and leave, or like that he wouldn't notice me. I don't know, being a little kid, and so I was just like still not moving at all, just like staring at it. And it probably was only a few seconds, but it felt like hours of just like waiting what's going to happen. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just flew off the wall towards me. Oh my goodness. I lost it. Like I ran. So like I screamed, like my mom ran because she thought something happened to me because I screamed and I ran out of the bathroom and I was crying and she was like, "What is going on?" And I was trying to explain to her to the kids, "There's a cockroach." And she was like, What are you talking about?" And so that was like one of my earliest moments of being terrified because I remember like I think I cried myself to sleep after that. I was so afraid. Like I was terrified of those. So yeah, that's definitely one of my earliest memories of just being terrified, and it's so vivid. Oh gosh, just even think about it now. But yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. So is there I'm not sure if there's a list, but you still have that same fear?
No, I do not have that fear anymore. Right. And if anything, I think the lesson that I got from that, because again, like there's cockroaches everywhere, in the country growing up, and just different kind of bugs. And as I got older, I mean, I didn't care anymore. Like I got over it, and today I really do not care. Like I'm comfortable with bugs. I've eaten bugs before, crickets and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But if anything, something to learn from that is just the fact that you can outgrow some fears. Mm-hmm. Like some fears, no matter how crazy they may seem at the time, you can outgrow them. You can get over them, and eventually they just become something you used to have and you don't have anymore. Because I think it's very easy when we're afraid of something or afraid to do something, and it could be all the way to the smallest things like that, or to the biggest things, like afraid to take risks in life, or afraid to go on and try that new idea that you have. Like I think it's a comforting feeling to know that you can get over that fear one day. Like fear is not so powerful that it just immobilizes you and just keeps you captive for forever. No, you can actually outgrow it, get over it, and then eventually that thing that you used to be terrified of, you're not anymore. So yeah, I'll say that's one of the lessons that now saying that story, I can think that I can pull from that.
I like it. All right, what's the next one? Yeah. Give me the next question.
What is one of your funniest, your earliest funniest memories that you remember?
Earliest funniest memory. Shoot, let's see here. Okay, it was so my brothers and I, a lot of great memories of just me and my brothers making fun of each other. One of the earliest memories is just our mispronunciation of words.
Whoa.
And just, as you learn how to speak and you phonetically you look at a word and you're trying to figure out how to pronounce it. And it's funny. It wasn't funny for me, but it was probably the funniest memory. It was me mispronouncing a word, and like I almost did just now. And I was in the car with my mom. We're in the caravan with my brothers, and it said something like, "Watch out! There's like." It was like floating debris or something about debris. And I looked at it and I just went, Debris? Like, what is this Debris? And my brothers were just like, he said the word wrong. Let's get fun of him. And I was just like, gosh, dang it. And then like another one was just like, watch for pedestrians. And I was like, pedestrians? And they're like, and they just got me. And it was just so fun because it was like, okay, obviously I was pronouncing the words wrong. And I mean, that's probably why I'm a much better speller now. Because I did it. So I learned how to become much better at spelling because of that. But it was just so funny because it was just such like a good humored, fun sibling thing that was so dumb. It's like, I said this word wrong. And it's like, I remember my brother, he read the word IHOP and he went, International House of Pancakes? I'm like, yes. He's all, that's what it stands for? I was like, dude, how old? He was like 14 before he figured that out. And it was like, just this simple, fun stuff. Like, so early memories are just not knowing how to say things right and just making fun of each other and slapstick humor. It was great. And it taught me to just laugh at yourself. Like, because for the longest time, I was getting mad. People like, oh, remember this word? Like, oh, Andrew, this is Debris and pedestrians. And I'm just like, oh, shut up. And then, like, I learned, like, can't laugh at yourself and you're taking life too seriously. And so that was a big fun thing for me.
Oh, that's so good. I love that.
So, all right.
That's
so
good.
Next question for you is childhood memory. What was the best meal you ever had as a child?
Ooh, the best meal I've ever had as a child. Let me see. Okay, I'll have to. Most of the people who know me very well probably can guess what this is gonna be, but I don't even think it was a meal that I had. But it was the first time that my mom introduced me to condensed milk, and so
okay, all right, yep, okay.
So people who know me know that I have this weird thing where I just love condensed milk a little too much. I love it. I will have it on anything. I've had it on rice, on
more than
bread.
Coconut water.
Yes, even more than it that much.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I've had it with everything, but I can recall the first time my mom made me try it. I don't remember how young we were, but or I was, but because I grew up in Ivory Coast, and during that summer, because we're out of school, we were visiting the Congo, and it was my first time ever going back to the Congo because I left when I was 1, so I didn't remember anything. And my grandma on my mom's side used to live, so we visited her in Congo. And she was from Belgium. She adopted my mom. And so she got my mom on condensed milk because it's a thing they use a lot in Belgium. And so my mom wanted me to try it and just, see if I was going to end up liking it. And I just remember we bought like these little cans and like she put a hole on each side so I could just like suck it. And she was like, yeah, go ahead and try it. Let me know what you think. And that was it. Like so many years later, I'm still obsessed with it. And I just remember just taking a sip and I was so quiet because I had a lot of energy when I was little and I was quiet. Like I was just holding this thing and I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like as a little child. And I don't know. Like there was just something. It was probably the sugar in it.
Probably.
But I just got, that's my secret addiction, And I'm vegan now, so, but every once in a while, if I do have a cheat meal, it would be condensed milk. But so that's definitely one of my earliest memories. And as far as something that I might have learned from it, I don't know. The sugar is addictive,
right? Yeah.
But if anything, that just shows how crucial it is. Because I'm not a parent yet, but it shows me how crucial it is. The experiences that you give to a child when he's young. Because think about it, like so many years later, that's literally still one of my favorite things in the world. And I don't know if it's because I had it when I was that young or like the experience of like meeting my grandma for the first time. But something in that moment was so formative to who I am and what I like and enjoy to like a deep level that I just fell in love with that condensed milk until now. So if anything, it shows me just how crucial it is to, as much as possible, when it comes to children and to kids, and one day when, hopefully I have my own kids, just to build so much positivity, so much goodness, so much good in their youngest, earliest memories. Right. Because it sticks. Like, it really does. And kids are just these machines, that can just like get things and it literally becomes a part of their functioning system for the rest of their lives, and this is a small example obviously with a condensed milk, but just think of the ramification with things that are deeper than that, like trauma, for example, like what it can do in the long run, or an amazing like memory, a loving memory, a happy memory, and like what it does to the human being as it develops. So if anything, the value of those earliest moments in life and how precious they are, and how we should definitely do our best to be good stewards of those as parents, as big brothers, and things like that. So
absolutely, I like it. Well, I think we got time for one more question.
One more question.
So
ooh, let's see.
One more.
I need to pick
Choose
one.
wisely.
Just wisely.
Yeah.
Well, how about for the last one then? If we each just share one memory that popped from us that we feel like we either learned something from or that was a cool child memory, and then share a lesson from that, since it's one last one each.
Sure. Let's see here. So Okay, I got one. So my memory growing up that really sticks with me is something I've talked to people about a lot too. Is family dinners growing up, and that we always, no matter how busy my parents were, we all sat down, no TV, and we would eat dinner together at a family. We'd sit there, eat, pray together, have a dinner, have a conversation, talk about our days, talk about fun stuff, usually make fun of my younger brother or make fun of me, or we'd have some sort of silly argument. But we, as a family, we would take the time, and I think it's just so important, we would take the time to just enjoy each other's company. And it's like this past Halloween, I was at my brother's house, and it was my niece's first Halloween, and our parents were there, and my sister-in-law's parents came over, and it was like our family just having this moment, celebrating this day, and just every time we were at dinner, sitting there having the meal, it didn't matter really what we ate, although, you know, my favorite food was always lasagna. And, but it was the idea that you take the time to focus on what matters most. And at a young age, what really was ingrained in my system was to value family, to value your family. Like, yeah, you know, people may not have like the best parents or siblings or things, but sometimes your family can be the friends and, you know, other outside extended relatives become, you know, your family. But for me personally, it was my mom, my dad, me, my two brothers sitting around the table eating dinner.
Wow.
Like every night together. And
That's
that
beautiful.
was just, it was great. And I think that's really important. And I hope that a lot of people can enjoy that, and that, you know, put down the phones, put down the electronics, turn off the TV, just sit and talk to each other and just enjoy each other's presence. Because one day everyone's going to grow up, they'll have lives of their own, and then you won't have the time to do so. So for me, that was my memory.
That's beautiful. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
My memory is I think it's laughter. And as vague as that sounds, like, geez, like I remember my parents laughing for, like, it's almost like they spent so much time looking for opportunities to laugh. Like, there was always laughter in the house. Like, I remember us, like, my mom was pregnant, I think, with the twins, because I have sisters that are twins, and she was playing soccer outside. She was like pretty advanced, and it was twins, so she was pretty big. But she was playing soccer outside with us, and I accidentally kicked the ball and hit her in the stomach. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my goodness, like, you know, what did I just do? And I remember it as clear as day. She just started, she was laughing for like 5 minutes, because she could not believe not only what happened, but how scared I got. And she was just cracking up. And I just remember, overall, like, as an underlying theme, I think my parents just really made an effort, because like we had so many difficult times. We've had to flee like 2 wars in our lifetime, and like just a lot has happened that was hard, but like I just remember them laughing through it all, you know. And looking at the person that I've become moving forward, I'm like, they were definitely preparing me to just be a happy person, a joyful person. And I think that's probably one of the gifts I'm the most thankful for, because like on top of giving me the name Joy as a gift already, they gave me an attitude that matches that. And I just see how people go through life, you know, just observing people, like the things they struggle with, their view on life, and just like I'm so thankful that they trained me like that, to realize that life at the end of the day is not that serious. Like, there's too many opportunities to make light of things and to just laugh and just have fun. And to today, like, a lot of people don't know this, who know me don't know this, because like, you know, my parents are overseas, so most of them have not met my parents before, my siblings. But when we get together, we way too loud, first of all. And our conversation make no sense. Like, we would be talking about something, screaming, something happens, we're laughing, we're pointing, and that's just like that atmosphere of like, and most of the time when I get homesick or when I miss home, it's that I miss. Just being able to be in this moment in which nothing else matters, but like, we're here, we're happy, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna enjoy this moment type thing, you know. And I think that is a lesson for everyone to just take home of, life at the end of the day is made off of what we do with the moments that we given. And I think too many of them are squandered being worried, being stressed out, being negative, being down, while they can be truly enjoyed by simply just laughing through them, finding reasons to be joyful and to laugh through them. So, yeah, that'll be my memory, and that'll be my take on it.
Love it. So the challenge this week will be to think of one of your favorite childhood memories.
Yes.
And then if you're able to, talk to the people that were involved in it. Reach out to them and say, hey, you remember when? Or thank them for being a part of that memory. So that's all we have for this week, and we will see you guys next time.
Have a joyful golden week.